Shalom, shalom, man. Hey, everybody. Kind of look at this garden a little bit. Though I ain't got nobody on there. These people should be arriving here a little bit. Lord willing. Lord willing. Lord willing. Rain, man. Lord willing, man. Let's see here. Man, a little watermelon. Let me show y'all my garden, man. Show y'all the little garden. I had to prune it a lot, but hey, all praise to the Most High. It's my little garden, man, little watermelon garden. You can see, got a few little melons. Let me see, a few little melons on my line. Got a little small one right there. I got a few small ones though. We got another little small one right here, a little small one right there. A little something, a little small one right here. So a little something. Trying to get it going. I want to show y'all the garden. I was finna do class at school today, but said I was gonna try to do it from the house. So get it started here in a minute. Shalom, y'all, brothers and sisters, just in the live feed. Just want y'all to take a little look at the garden. Check me out. All praise to the Most High for that. Shoot. Gonna get this thing cracking, man. Shoot. I'm down in Arkansas this weekend. And I'm back in town. Do the Lord's work, man. Let me see. I'm gonna set it up, man. Y'all gotta excuse my garage, man. It don't be looking too hard, neither. Going to growing pains in the truth, man. That's a heavy topic. Especially concerning brothers and sisters that's in this truth, man. It's really a real heavy topic. You know, going on our day-to-day basis, looking on how the thing's supposed to go. Do a lot of time, you know, we be in this truth, and things don't go our way all the time, right? Things don't go our way. Shalom, family. Shalom, Officer Barakai. If things don't go our way, and even if it don't go our way, guess what we do? We still supposed to do thus said the Lord, right?
Sure.
Right? Let's go to the book of Romans right quick. Romans chapter 8. Going to a couple of precepts, man. Try to help brothers and sisters, man. Get in the right spirit for the week, man. Right? Romans chapter 8. We're going to start at verse 35, right? Verse 35 is pretty heavy, right? Concerning a lot of things that Israel deal with, right?
Okay.
So let's read it out.
The book of Romans 8:35. Who shall separate us from the love of Christ?
So this is a question that Paul is asking to the people in Rome, to the children of Israel that's in Rome. He asked the question, he said, who shall separate us from the love of Christ, right? What person has that much power and that much strength that they can separate you from the love of Christ, right? Think about how he questioning the children of Israel, right?
Okay.
Well, read it.
Shall tribulation or the...
You see how the first thing he asking, the question he asking about, he said, shall tribulation, right? Shall tribulation take you away from Christ? Take you away from the God's law, statutes, and commandments, right? Read.
Or distress?
Or if distress pull you out this truth? Think about these things. This is the question that Paul is asking, right? Read.
Or persecution?
What about persecution? Right? It said tribulation, distress, persecution. We know all these things right here happens, man.
God.
While we're in this truth, man, right? That's the question he asked him, right? Read on.
Or famine?
What about famine? What if you ain't got nothing to eat? What if the word is what if you at work and this word is starving you out, right? What if all of a sudden your job gets so heavy to the point that they say, you know what, we need you to work every day or you finna lose your job. Now you can't make it. Is that gonna take you from the love of the Most High? Or guess what? Hey, you still gonna try to work your job, but you're gonna try to find somewhere else, right? Trusting the Most High God, right? Sometimes, a lot of times, brothers and sisters, we look at trusting the Most High God is going out and just leaving everything behind and just leaving this. But we better get more understanding when we're doing those things, right? Because when we don't, we get ourselves pulled about this truth, right? But let's read on, though.
Or nakedness?
That nakedness goes into sin. What if you sin? Can sin pull you away from the love of the Most High? Can sin stop you from keeping the commandments? No. A just man falleth every time, right? Mm-hmm. But read.
Or peril?
Or peril, a perilous times, right? Times get hard all the way around, right? But read on.
Or sword?
What if you go through some a major affliction? What if you go through, you might get shot, you might get killed. You can have all kind of diseases come upon you, right? Anything. You can get COVID, you can get cancer, you can get all kind of things that can come upon you, right? Can any of these things right here take you away from the love of the Most High? Sure. That's something that we need to be really thinking about, man. Because that's really a heavy subject that a lot of us we really don't pay attention to, right? Sure. Let's go to 2 Corinthians right quick, see what Paul said. Chapter 12. We'll start at verse 7 though. Right? Because we got to know how to be able to have the wiles of this world and start really paying attention to this thing. Right?
All right.
Read it out.
2 Corinthians 12 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
At least I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations.
Read.
There was given to me a thorn in the flesh.
So Paul said, guess what, man? Brothers and sisters can try to exalt me high as you want to, right? But the Most High God did what? Put a thorn in his flesh, right? That's what he did. He literally had to put a thorn in his flesh, right? Mm-hmm. But watch how Paul was, when Paul got his thorn in his flesh, watch what he said though, right? Read this.
The messenger of Satan to buffet me.
To the messenger of Satan to try him. Buffet is going into trial, right? What you think happened after you when you get built up in the scriptures or you get built up in the spirit? Satan comes immediately. He finna try us, man, right? What you thinking that all these nations doing? They see this truth coming out, man. They coming to try us, right? And guess what? The biggest thing, and I'm gonna tell you something. Shout out to Captain Maccabees, man. I had a real good conversation with him, man. Sometimes we can get ourselves upset to the point that the Lord, like, you know what? I already forgave you. Why you still beating yourself up, right? I already everything's supposed to be already cool. Why you keep doing this? Why you keep acting like it's so tough and so hard? We ain't got this to do, Sure. But I had to learn. You know what? I knew that, but guess what? I had to really, hearken to some good counsel, right? But watch it go on. He said, Paul said, Satan came to buffet me. Read.
Lest I should be exalted above measure.
So, cause sometime when we get in this truth, some brothers and sisters, guess what? They start learning precepts, and here you go. People be puffed up. Now you can't tell me nothing. Now I'm going through this, and I'm going through that. Now it's woe is me. Everything is woe is me. Every person in the truth, no matter who you are, go through this thing called woe is me, right? And as we go through our woe is me period, guess what? The Lord looking at you like, yeah, all right, fool. You know what I'm saying? Sure. We got to check these things, man, right? But read on, huh?
For this thing I besought the Lord thrice.
So Paul said, for the Lord putting a thorn in his side, He said he besought the Lord twice. He asked the Lord 3 times to take this thorn out of his side, right? Read.
That it might depart from me.
Because he was tired of this thorn. Just thinking about us in this truth, man. We get tired of, man, I know damn well, I'm damn sure tired of captivity, man.
God.
I'm tired of working for these people, man. But guess what I got to do? Guess what? I got to go through this. Guess what? My mom going through, got cancer. Guess what? I got to deal with that too. Guess what? My children going through something in their life. I got to deal with that too. I'm going through something in my life. I got to deal with that too. Congregation going through something. Guess what? We got to deal with that too. But guess what? Is it going to change anything? No, we're going to stand up for the Lord, right?
God.
Right? But read on, though.
And he said unto me.
Well, and so the Lord said unto Paul, after Paul asked him 3 times to take this thorn out of his side, read.
My grace is sufficient for thee.
Read on.
For my strength is made perfect in weakness.
Because when we is at our weakest point is when the Lord helps us the most. Right? But you got to be able to lean on him, man. They say real bad,
lean
man.
on the Lord.
Real. Lean on him, man.
I'm telling you.
Right? Read.
Most gladly, therefore, I will rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Hamashiach may rest upon me.
So guess what? As we getting built up in this truth, as we growing in this truth, guess what? He said, man, this is going to be efficient enough for me. Right? The Lord said, guess what? My grace and mercy is efficient enough for you. So guess what? Take it cheerfully. So go what Paul said, you know what? I'm going to glory in my infirmities. So when we going through something, right? And as we go through something in this truth, guess what we going to do? All praise to the Most High.
God.
Right? I'm going through this. All praises, man. Let's do it, Lord. Right? Same thing we was reading. Go to Sirach chapter 2, man. You got to read. No, it's it. I just want to have Paul say it plainly. He's going to do what? Glory in his infirmities. Right? As he going through it, he going to glory in this move, right?
You said Sirach.
Chapter 2.
All right.
And verse 1.
Yes, sir. The book of Sirach, 2 and 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Man, you can't get no clearer than it, man. Every time you come to serve the Lord, you got to prepare your soul for temptation, man. It's some trial you going to come. So guess what? Should we not serve the Lord? Because we tired of just going through our affliction? No, we're going to keep on serving the Lord, man. And whatever be brought upon us, guess what? We're going to take it cheerfully, man.
God.
Right? Read on.
Set thy heart aright. And continually.
Constantly.
Jesus. It's like it. Constantly endure. And make not haste in the time of trouble.
Because guess what? That's why he say don't make haste in the time of trouble. There's a lot of people go through stuff in their lifetime. Guess what happens? They start making haste. Right? They jump at the first thing, and now the counsel that they supposed to been take, they ain't taking good counsel, man. You know, on different occasions that we done seen brothers, guess what, or sisters go through something, guess what, now the counsel that they supposed to take, guess what, they don't take good counsel no more. Guess what, now all of a sudden you had a question for the captains, then the captain answers your question, then next thing you know, guess what you're gonna go? The captains didn't agree with what you wanted to say, so guess what you'll do? You'll go to the soldier. Expecting the soldier to, guess what, to give you a better answer than what he just already had. That makes no sense. I'm going to go to a person that been in the truth 2-3 years versus somebody that been in the truth 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years, right? That makes no sense, man.
Okay.
Right? Because if just like I'm looking at the people that been in the truth before me, I'm going to see what you had to do to make it to your point. Right? What kind of tribulations did you go through? Okay, if this is how we grow together in this truth. I'm gonna explain something dearly to brothers and sisters. If the Most High God puts you through whatever He put you through, say for instance, brothers and sisters, say for instance a brother get caught. I'm just hypothetically speaking. If I throw a rock in a pack of wolves, the one I holler, goddamn it, is the one I hit, man. It don't matter.
God.
But brother and sister going through something, right? A husband and wife, they going through something, right? Do you think that the Most High God put you through that, not for you to build somebody else not to build somebody up when they going through something. The Lord literally put you through something. So guess what? So you can learn this and you can teach somebody else. Right? That's what the Lord put you through this, right? We can prove it, right? Let's go prove it. Let's go to James chapter 5. This is why the Lord put you through these things. He put you through it so he can build you up. Right? He ain't just, Lord, our God ain't a God that he just plays around and, oh, the Lord, let's play around with him today, man. He don't know no better. Let's play with him. No, we ain't got no God like that. James chapter 5 and verse 16.
James 5 and 16. Confess your faults one to another.
That's the reason why the first step that the Lord told us to do is to confess our faults. Why? Because I might just be going through something, right? So I'm confessing my faults to my brother, right? But read it.
And pray one for another, that ye might be healed.
So the second step, after I tell my brothers the fault, I'm gonna, guess what? You know the prayer's coming, right? So they can be healed. Read.
The effectual, fervent prayers of a righteous man availeth much.
So that's the reason why you hope to talk to somebody that's, guess what, that you know that's keeping the commandments, that's gonna be following God's laws, that's got a good conscience, that's, guess what, is gonna be able to be helpful to you, because everybody in the truth is not helpful to you. But some people, guess what, is just helpful enough, guess what, they can be able to help you through. Some people in this truth is not profitable for their own selves, right?
God.
But some people can be profitable for others and not themselves. And that's a damn shame, right? But we got to get to ourselves. We got to get ourselves in the right spirit of the Lord, right? Jump down to verse 19. Watch this.
Verse 19. Brethren, if any of you do err from the truth, and one convert him.
So guess what? The Lord said if anybody err. So it means if you're going through a situation, or if you're going into sin, guess what? And you say if you err in this truth, or you going through something in this truth, right? Read.
Let him know that he which converteth the sinner from the error of his ways.
Guess what? Because this is our point. When a brother go through something, or a sister go through something, we try to help them, guess what, so they won't go into sin. But sometimes brothers and sisters don't like to take counsel to after the thing done happened. And now, guess what's happening? Now they getting that counsel, and now they got to go help the brothers and sisters through that situation now, right? So once they get help through the situation, guess what happened? Now you starting to help build this brother up or build this sister up, right? But read it.
Shall save a soul from death.
Read on.
And shall hide a multitude of sins.
So guess what? When we help each other out in this truth, to help brothers and sisters stay in the right spirit, we can help get a multitude of sins off of brother and sister, man. That's something that we need to think about, man, because that's the important thing, man. This is important, man, right? This is important on our day-to-day walk, right? Go to Sirach chapter 33. Sirach chapter 33 and verse 17.
Sirach 33 and 17. Consider that I labored not for myself only, but for all them that seek learning.
Guess what? He said we don't just labor for ourselves only. Labor goes into a multitude of things. Guess what? When we laboring in ourselves, guess what? Labor comes with, guess what? Tribulation. It comes with trial. It comes with patience. It comes with prayer. It comes with fasting. Labor comes with a lot of things, man. And a lot of things that we take for granted in this truth. And that's the reason why we go through all these growing pains that we go through. Right? But guess what? We thinking in this, as we go on through these things, we like, guess what? We don't want to get caught up as woe is me. Take it cheerfully, man. Right?
Okay.
That's why the Lord telling us plainly what we must do, man. Go back to James chapter 1, man. Start at verse 2. All right? This is why we labor, man. We want to be on the right path with the Lord, man.
James 1, verse 2. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations.
So guess what? When brothers and sisters going through diverse temptations, when we go through diverse temptations, because they count it all joy. right? Because the Lord, when He brings correction on you, that's to help us through this thing, man, right?
Mm-hmm.
All praises, man, for Sister Christy Holmes said she ain't ate pork in a month. So you gotta stay on the right path, man. We always encourage brothers and sisters, say, man, keep these commandments, man. Hey, to the death of us, man, right?
Come.
But read it out.
Verse 3. Knowing this,
read.
that the trying of your faith worketh patience.
Because guess what? When we go through our trials and tribulations, that's what the book of James is about, man. Showing us the difference between having faith and how to have faith, right? How James said to have faith by our works. How we have patience by our works. That's why the Lord said we labor not for ourselves only, but for all them that seek learning. This is how we get built up in this truth, man. We will want to grow in this truth, man, because sometimes we can be around brothers and sisters, man, and a lot of brothers and sisters is not going to help you in this truth, right?
Okay.
But read it.
Verse 4. But let patience have her perfect work.
It said let patience have her perfect work, man. This is how we get tried in this truth. It said let patience have her perfect work, man, right?
That ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing.
So guess what, man? You know for yourself now, you ain't wanting for nothing. Everything is all good, man. Everything is gravy, right? Because you know for yourself that the Lord done this, man. Because sometimes we get in this truth and we forget who does what he say he gonna do.
Come.
Does the Lord say, will a trumpet be blown in the city and I not know it? We got to know who does these things, right?
Come.
We got to stay on point on who did these things, right? As long as we stay on point on who did these things, we ain't got to be bothered about when the things come upon us, right? So read it out. Read it out.
That ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing.
Wanting nothing, read.
If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Yahweh.
Read.
That giveth to all men liberally.
That give it to all men liberally, read.
And upbraideth not.
And he don't upbraid you, man. Unless you want to be upbraided. Right? He ain't finna, guess what? Christ said, I ain't gonna lose not one, man. But guess what? Everybody don't want it. But the ones that want to be kept, guess what? It's just like the old saying say, don't save her if she don't want to be saved. Guess what? And the Most High God's not gonna save you if you don't want to be saved, right? But read.
And it shall be given.
And it's gonna be given. It's gonna be given you. You want to get built up in this truth? Guess what? Ask the Lord gonna build you up in this truth. You want to, guess what? Fall by the wayside, the Lord will let you fall by the wayside if that's what you want. But guess what? Some people, guess what, that the Lord had from the beginning, he got a hold on them. No matter what people think, guess what, that hold that the Lord got on them, he ain't going to let it go. Because guess what, you going to do like, some people, he got a hold on them. Some people, he'll just go and let them go. Because they wasn't no good from the beginning. You think about what Jonah, the Lord had a hold on Jonah. The Lord started killing everybody around, finna kill everybody around Jonah because he wanted Jonah. You guess what? Some people the Lord got a hold on and he not letting them go. You can try whatever you want to do to get your ass back in this world, and the Lord gonna be right here. It's like, nigga, you keep on all you want to. I'm right here with you. You gonna do what I tell you to do. I don't care if I gotta kill everybody around you. You gonna do it. That's just what it is, man.
Yes, sir.
Right? But some people in this truth, but you don't know how your grace gonna run. So you better make sure that your grace is sufficient enough to survive to the end, right? Read.
Verse 6. But let him ask in faith.
Let him ask in faith, read.
Nothing wavering.
Because a lot of time we ask God for something, and then when God don't move when we want him to move, now our faith leaves. You can't, when you ask God for something, nothing wavering, right? Read.
For he that waveth is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed.
Guess what? So when you have one doubt, why you think Christ was literally healing these people, man? What did Christ ask these people when he was healing them? Do you believe?
God.
Right? And some of them, he was raising some of these people from the dead, and after he raised them from the dead, what did he ask them? Do you believe? And they say yes.
God.
Right? This is how it going. Right? Well, watch this. Read on.
For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord.
So guess what? When you ask the Lord for something and your thoughts is wavering or your faith is wavering, the Lord said, don't think you're going to get something from me. It's not happening. That's why the Lord said, why call you me Lord, Lord, and not do the things I say? He's telling you what you're supposed to do. This is the guidelines that help people when you get going through these growing pains in this truth. Guess what? To stay in the truth. To help grow in the truth. But a lot of times, brothers and sisters don't like to stay in the truth. They don't want to grow in the truth. There's a lot of people walking around away from this truth became, guess what? Homosexuals, crackheads, all kind of things. And some people, guess what? They walk away, guess what? Seem like they scot-free walking away for a little while. Right? But read.
Verse 8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
That's the reason why the Lord said what he said, man. Because a double-minded man is always unstable, man. It's always an unstable man. Right? Let's go to Matthew chapter 24. Right? Matthew chapter 24. We're going to start at verse... We start at verse 1. I don't care. Let's do it.
All right. The book of Matthew, 24, verse 1. And Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to shew him the building of the temple.
Right, read.
And Yahushua said unto them, see ye not all these things?
Read.
Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down.
So guess what? Christ is, guess what? He said it's not going to be one stone that's not going to be thrown down. Right? He's talking about the temple. Right? This goes into the children of Israel. It says it's not going to be one stone, guess what? That's not going to be thrown down. It's not going to be one stone that's not going to be tried. Every stone of this building that the Lord is building is going to be tried. And we got to get this through our mind, man. The Lord said it's not going to be one stone of this building that's not going to be thrown down. Right? But watch this, read it, man.
And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, where shall these things be?
He said, so the disciples, like, dang, they couldn't understand the parable that Christ was going into. They said, tell us about these things you're talking about, right? But read it.
And what shall be the sign of thy coming?
And he said, what's the sign of your coming? Read.
And of the end of the world.
And so they asked them, now they try to ask Christ, well, what's the end of the world? Right? Tell us the end of the world. Because I know when I was a little boy, I always wanted to know what the end of the world was. When is the end of the world coming, Mama? You keep talking about the end of the world. When is the end of the world? Right? Well, read.
And Yahushua answered and said unto them.
So Christ answered for himself. He finna tell them, right? Read.
Take heed that no man deceive you.
He said, guess what? First off, first and foremost, don't let nobody deceive you in this truth, man. Don't let nobody deceive you in this truth, man. Right? Right? Read.
For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many.
Because there's a lot of people, guess what? This goes into, it's not just going into people calling themselves Christ, but guess what? That's a cut for the streets too. He said many people going to be calling themselves Christ, right? But guess what? What was Christ? Christ was the leader. So there's going to be many people stepping in roles of, of authority. There's going to be many people stepping in roles. Just look at our brothers over there. Man, hey, we love them. But them brothers ain't one body going off, man. Right? We love them brothers to death, man. But it is what it is. We love them brothers, man. But guess what? Brothers already know how we feel about them, man. Right? But guess what? They deceive many, man, thinking you're supposed to bring an Edomite up in the temple, man. That's sad, man. To bring any nation, man. Christ got to come back and teach all of us, man. How the hell you gonna go teach something that Christ said that told us to go get the lost sheep, man? He ain't said go get other sheep too, right?
You get the goats.
If we want to go get the goats, you want to get the bulls, you want to get the heifers. He want to go get the dogs. God damn. I just told you to get some sheep. I ain't tell you to go get all the rest of them. You getting squirrels and every damn thing. Rats.
God.
Shit. Right? But read it up.
Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumor of wars. See that ye be not troubled.
So he said you're going to see wars. You're going to see rumor of war. And the Lord said, you know what? You seeing all these things, don't be troubled, man. Right? Because guess what? This is how you know people get in trouble. You see affliction happen to the other nations and they can't take it. Namely, the so-called white man. They see a white man getting afflicted, boy, they like, God damn, master. The master's hurt. Guess what? Wisdom of Solomon chapter 18. Master hurt. Guess what? They see master getting hurt, and guess what happened? Now they got a problem because master over here hurt. No. Master, guess what? Master, your time up. Right?
18.
Verse 7.
Wisdom of Solomon, 18 and verse 7. So of thy people was accepted both the salvation of the righteous.
Because we got to accept both the salvation. Now listen, it's going into a part. It said we got to accept the salvation of the righteous and read the next part.
And destruction of the enemies.
And we got to accept the destruction of the enemies, man. That's something we got to accept. We got to accept that the enemy's going to be destroyed too.
God.
Man, I know a lot of people, they read, guess I'm the only sheep in the family, and I'm in this life, I'm in this for life. And I believe. All praises, man, Christian Home. Because guess what, man? I'm talking to Christian Home and every other brother and sister out there. Guess what? I'm going to tell you. I got, 12, 13 siblings, brothers and sisters, including me. And guess what? I'm the only person in my family in the truth, too. So, hey, it comes that way. They say it's going to take 1 of 1,000, man. 1 of 10 out of a city.
God.
Right? But we got to accept destruction of both ends, right? Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 15. Start at verse 4. I'm going to read down about 15. Right?
The book of 2nd Ezra, 15 verse 4. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
He said everybody that's unfaithful to the Lord is going to die in their unfaithfulness, man. We got to accept the destruction on both sides. Now, we've been, like you say, we've been hearing all our life about what? About the end of the world. Been hearing thinking about all our life about a lot of stuff, man, like concerning the Bible, concerning Scripture. That the word got to be kept all over the world. And guess what's going to happen? Christianity's been around a long time, man, and the end ain't came yet. But when we start pushing this truth, you see how these prophecies starting to unfold right now?
God.
It's be prophecy after prophecy unfolding, man. It's so many prophecies unfolding, man, on a day-to-day basis, man. We can't even keep up with it, man. Man, I just heard the people today describing how the fire was coming out the sky in California. Whole goddamn, what's that? California, Houston.
I thought it was Hawaii.
What's that? Houston.
Oh. Yeah, Hawaii on fire too. They burnt that thing almost to the ground.
Boy, look.
People jumping in the ocean trying to get away from it.
What's that, Hawaii?
In Hawaii,
People trying to explain that shit, man.
Yeah.
They couldn't even explain it. It's prophecy after prophecy, man. Right?
Yeah,
All right, read this.
Volcanoes.
For real.
Verse 8. Wait, no, hold on. Verse 5. Salakia. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world.
The Lord telling you plainly. He said he's going to bring plagues around of the world, man. Our God said he's going to bring plagues on this world, man.
That's happening right now.
Right? What you think is happening, man? What you think COVID-19 was, man? Guess what? We know is man-made, but God didn't let that thing go through. It was okay by the Most High God. He okayed it.
God.
Right? He okayed it.
Leprosy back in Florida now.
Right? He okaying it.
Yeah.
These things must need be, man.
God.
According to Matthew chapter 19, it must need be.
Yes.
Right? But read.
The sword.
The sword, man. The killings, man. Read.
Famine.
And guess what? Hunger, man. Right? Read.
Death.
And death, read.
And destruction.
And destruction. All these things coming into the earth. The Lord is allowing these things to hit the earth because guess what? The true people of the Bible is gonna come back to the fold again, right? This is the Lord doing this, man. Right? Read.
Verse 6. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
Because wickedness done exceedingly polluted the whole earth to the point, you know, for years in the truth, we've been calling America spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah. Newsflash, America is literally Sodom and Gomorrah.
Come.
It's not spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah no more. America is the literal Sodom and Gomorrah. It's literally the Sodom and Gomorrah of the world, man. Because America, guess what? You can come over here, a man can marry a man. A woman can marry a woman, right? What confusing a person talking about they can be born, they said they was born gay. How in the hell could you be born gay? God made you a man. You think God made a mistake by making you a man? You think God made a mistake by making your woman a woman? Guess what, man? That's confusion. That's the total opposite of what God tells us to do. That's basically saying, God, you don't know what you're talking about. I can do what I want to do. That's why God give them up to their vile affections, man. Right? But read on now.
Verse 7. Therefore saith the Lord.
Therefore said the Lord, read.
I will hold my tongue no more.
The Lord said he's tired of holding his tongue, man. Think about these growing pains that we in this truth. Our God said he tired of holding his tongue, man. Right? Brothers, I'm glad brothers put them precepts up there. They putting great precepts on the chat today, man. All praise to the Most High, man.
God.
The Lord said he tired of holding his tongue, man. Right? So when we thinking that we going through a little chastisement and all that, man, we got to shake it, man. The Lord is telling us plain. He said, I'm tired of holding my tongue, man. Right? Well, read it.
As touching their wickedness.
He said, I'm tired of touching their wickedness, man. Their wickedness keep on coming out, man. Right? He said their wickedness keep on coming out, man. But right, read it.
Which they profanely commit.
He said they profanely commit, read.
Neither will I suffer them in those things. In which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me.
That's the reason why we got to stay on point, man. He said because the righteous and the innocent people, we going to cry out to the Lord, man. The ones that's keeping God's laws, statutes, and commandments, we going to cry out to the Lord, man. And we know the Lord gonna hear our prayers, but what about the people that don't hear, that's not keeping God's commandments? You think the Lord gonna hear their prayers? And the scriptures say, lie, right? Read.
And the souls of the just complain continually.
And the souls of the just complain. Why do you think we complaining? Continually. Why do you think the Lord said we gonna complain continually? Because this is growing pains in this truth, man.
God.
We gonna constantly keep complaining, man. Lord, I know I just want to do this thing the right way. Okay, do it the right way. Well, Lord, I just want to be perfect. Psalms chapter 19 and verse 7. Keep my laws.
God.
These things is not a hard. Keeping God's laws ain't grievous, man. Right? But read, huh?
God. And therefore, saith the Lord, I will surely avenge him.
The Lord said he gonna surely avenge his enemies. Guess what? He's gonna do it, right? But read.
And receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them.
Guess what? The Lord said, I'm gonna receive all the innocent blood. It didn't say I'm gonna receive all blood. He said, I'm gonna receive all the innocent blood. Think about what God is saying, man. We got to make sure that we stay on point with our lessons, man. We got to make sure that we stay on point with our understanding of the Bible. We got to make we stay on point with, guess what, our teaching, the way that we treat people, the way that we walk around our day-to-day basis. We got to make sure that we stay on point with our, guess what, man? We got to show the world, man, on how the Israelites really walk in this truth, man. Through afflictions, through tribulations, through trials. We got to start showing the world who we are, man. If we say we kings, you got to walk around like a goddamn king, man.
God.
If you say you're a goddess or a god, you got to walk around like that, man. Quit walking around with your head down, and the Lord said this is a light affliction, man. Like this thing gonna last forever, man. This is not a forever thing, man. We got to make sure that we stay on point, man.
God.
Right? Let's read it, man. Verse 10.
Verse 10, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter.
Now, that's the same thing that it's saying in Zechariah chapter 11, man. That's the precept to that.
Yeah,
Zechariah chapter 11 and 4. He said, our people is led to like a sheep to the slaughter. So that means we're going to be going through something. We're going to go through these trials and tribulation, man. We're going to go through these growing pains of this truth, right? But read.
I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt.
So the Lord said He's not going to suffer them to dwell in the land of Egypt, man. Because guess what? That's why it's going to be wars and rumors of wars. That's why it's going to be fights and rumors of fights, right? We're going to go into the little Egypt too, right? But read it.
But I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretch out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before.
So guess what? What you think happening now? You think the Lord just sitting back and just letting people, let this spiritual Egypt just go as it want to? The Lord gonna keep on afflicting this place. He gonna keep on hurting people's feelings. He's gonna keep on destroying a lot of things that's around us, man. We got to stay on point, man, right? We got to lift our heads up, man, and walk in this truth as God commanded us to walk, man. Guess what? Every soldier should be on the front line doing the work. Every sister should be standing up doing the damn work, man. And guess what? Every captain, every officer, guess what? Every deacon, every bishop, everybody should stand up, guess what, and do the work for the Lord manfully, man. Right? Let's read it out.
And will destroy all the land thereof.
Read.
Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten.
You said Egypt gonna mourn, America gonna mourn, man. And all the countries that take hold to her and drunk the cup of her wrath, they gonna mourn too, man. Right? But we got to be, we the deciding factor. No other nation is the deciding factor. We the deciding factor on what the Lord gonna do. Right? But a lot of time we get confused on how we're not the deciding factor. We walk around like we not the deciding factor. You go to your job tomorrow. You sit up in your job, it's just another damn work day, right? Oh, man. You looking at the time. You waiting for the thing to go. The Lord said He gonna make this place mourn. Why? Because of you. Why? Because of we. Why? Because of us. The Lord said He gonna make this place mourn. Go up in your job. Hey, yeah, I'm feeling good today. All praise. You know, you ain't got to just bust your ass like this. I ain't trying to go say be the best street sweeper. No. Lord, I'm not, this ain't no Martin Luther King speech. No. You go up in your job and you hold your head high because you're an Israelite. You know what affliction gonna come. You know they gonna be trying you. You know they gonna be trying to test you at your job. You know they testing you in your household. You know you testing you in your neighborhood. You know they testing you in your family. You know these things. Why? Since we got the playbook and you guess what, you still failing. Let's stop failing, man. We gotta stop really failing, man. Right? But watch it. Watch how I read though. Read on.
And the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it.
Because guess what? The Lord said He gonna put plagues and punishment on these places, man. Right? He gonna bring it out on this place, right? But read it.
They that till the ground shall mourn.
Guess what? Everybody that's going to work, guess what? Gonna be mourning. Right? Read.
For their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation.
Because guess what? Everybody that picks up to go is basically going to everybody that picking your butt up to guess what? You get up on a day-to-day basis, doing whatever you got to do on a day-to-day basis. Things finna start falling through the crack. Your faith gonna be your deciding factor if the Lord's gonna take you. Your faith gonna show you, your faith in the Most High God gonna show you who you are. If your work's gonna stand up, if your understanding gonna stand up. You see things happening around you. Why you sitting up at your job and they supposed to fire your ass 1,000 times? They ain't fired you yet. Why?
God.
Because the Lord don't open that door for them to fire you. You can't be fired. Nobody can do nothing without the Most High.
God.
Nobody moves without the Most High. Man ain't got that much power. Right? We got to start acting like we the Israelites, man. Like, guess what? If I get fired from my job today, I know the Lord told the people, you know, that's His last day. If the Lord take your soul today, guess what the Lord say? This is your last day on earth. What can you do? You can't do a damn thing, man.
Can't.
Right? We got to make sure that we saying this, man. Right? But read on now.
Woe to the world and them that dwell therein.
So the Lord said, woe to this world. And everybody that dwell in this world, the Lord said, woe to this world, man. Right? Our God saying this, man. Right? Verse 15.
Verse 15. For the sword and their destruction.
For the sword and their destruction, right? Read.
Draweth nigh.
Guess what? It's drawing near to us now. Right? Read.
And one people shall stand up to fight against another. And swords in their hands.
So guess what? The Lord said it's going to be one people standing up to fight against another people. Right? Let's see where it's coming from, right? Let's go to Isaiah chapter 19. You got a little meter today. I don't give you too much, but I'm going to give you
Isaiah 19.
Isaiah chapter 19. Isaiah chapter 19 goes into the same thing we just reading, man. Isaiah chapter 19, we're going to start at verse 1. We'll see what the Lord say about this Egypt thing again. Watch this. Watch how the Lord read it.
The book of Isaiah 19 and 1. The burden of Egypt.
This goes into the burden. Because guess what? It's going to be sore plagues that's come upon Egypt. Watch how the Lord say, man. Read.
Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud. And shall come into Egypt.
And he's going to come into Egypt. How is he coming to Egypt? He putting the spirit down into Egypt. He putting the plagues down in Egypt. But guess what? He's going to visit this spiritual Egypt pretty soon. Once let all these things prophecy keep rolling through, guess what, man? Big back man crack the sky, guess what? He coming back. All praise to the Most High, man. But watch.
And the idols of Egypt.
He said, this is why the Lord got to get this place. The idols of Egypt. The things that's making these children go off, man. They're making us, guess what, suffer in this land. The Lord said he going to have to do something about it, man. But watch it, read it.
And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence.
Read.
And the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it.
Verse 2, watch this.
And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians.
You see how they go? The Lord even saying, I'm gonna set Egyptians against Egyptians. It goes into the, like when you breaking down about all these things go one and the same, man. Right? This is how you get the second Ezra chapter 15 just breaks that thing down even more. Right? And make sure, brothers, that's how we precepting our Bible out, man. Right? We want to go precept upon precept. That's what, and all these things goes into what Christ was talking about in Matthew chapter 24. Right? Verse 7. Right? After we read this, we're going to go back to Matthew chapter 24 because guess what? Christ expounded on this even more too. Because when these things happen, guess what? These trials and tribulations that we're going through in this truth, then Christ coming back to redeem us. Right? Right? Verse number 2 again, now.
Number 2 from the top. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight, every one against his brother.
Everyone against his brother, read.
And every one against his neighbor. City against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
The Lord said these things gonna happen. So while we going through our tribulations and we going through our little minor problems, what you think the Lord doing? He making a whole nation fight against another nation. He putting plagues on this world while we going through our simple, woe is me. Oh, I lost my, hey, get what? I'm gonna throw a shot at myself. Woe is me. I got my pickup truck stolen. Right?
Good.
Boy, I'm gonna tell you something. All praise to the Most High when you in the right spirit.
Good.
That's for all of us. When we in the right spirit, all praises to the Most High. But guess what? When we in the wrong spirit, guess what? We still all praise to the Most High. Because if the Lord allow us to get back up, dang, Lord, I messed up. Dang, Lord, I messed up. If the Lord, guess what? If you're in the wrong spirit and you say, Lord, I messed up, guess what? Lord, please forgive me for my sins. You repent for them things, and you show that pattern of good works, and the Lord can trust you back on some stuff. Now you back in the right spirit with the Lord. Because we all, the scriptures tell us plainly in Proverbs, a just man gonna fall at 7 times. Right? Every man gonna fall in this truth. Every woman gonna fall in this truth. So should we just lay down and just give up? No, we don't give up, man. We're gonna keep this fight going, man. But watch how I read verse 3, y'all.
Verse 3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof.
And he said, now the spirit of America. Right, it's gonna fall. Right? Spirit of America gonna fall, man. Why is it gonna fall? Because the Lord said it's gonna do it, man.
God.
Right? Read.
And I will destroy the counsel thereof.
And guess what? The Lord said he's gonna destroy the council. Guess what? That goes into, guess what, they religions, they doctrines, they television. Why you think the Israelites, we breaking down every detail of this world, piece by piece, brick by brick. We could watch a movie now spiritually and decode anything that comes out in a movie. We can decode it now. But before we was in this truth, we couldn't decode a movie. We just watch a movie blindly. Ooh, that was a good movie, Passion of the Christ. Not knowing, guess what, man? We'd have knew, guess what? If we would have knew what we'd have knew right then, guess what? This stuff wouldn't even, guess what? It wouldn't even been phased us, man. But we can decode everything now because the Lord put the Spirit back on us, man. Right? But read it out.
And they shall seek to the idols.
And guess what? They're going to seek to the idols. Read.
And to the charmers.
Uh-huh.
And to them that have familiar spirits.
Read on.
And to the wizards.
And to the wizards, man. Right? Everybody that's going into all these different idols, man. The Lord said he gonna come see about you, man. Right? But he gonna let you, he gonna give you over to that. If that's what you dealing in, guess what the Lord gonna let, he gonna allow you. You say, you know what, you want some of that? Go and do it. You want some of that? Go and do it. Because you're going to keep that same energy when Christ come back.
God.
You want to keep that same damn energy, man. Right? But read it.
Verse 4. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord.
So guess what? Guess what? Now, you said the Egyptians, the Americas, all these lands, the Lord said he going to give these people over to a cruel Lord, man. Right? Read.
And a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts.
Guess what? This fierce king going to come back and rule over this thing, man.
Hallelujah.
Right? He gonna come back and rule over this thing as the Father commanded him to do, man. Right? He's the Father commanded Christ to come back and do these things. Let's go back to Matthew chapter 24, man. Most how God commanded Christ to come back through this. So when we going through our trials and tribulations, y'all pick y'all goddamn head up, man. Right? Let's not be so caught up, man, in this. Well, like the Anita Baker say, this rapture of love, man. Right? Not get so caught up in that thing, man. Right?
God.
But read it.
Verse 7. For a nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
We just read all this in 2 Ezra chapter 15. We read this in Isaiah chapter 19. The Lord he shows it and he breaks it down perfectly in the scriptures on how we read in the Bible. Christ going through the same history, man. When Christ came and taught up on the scene, he was teaching about something. He ain't just make up something now, just randomly making up. Everything Christ was speaking, he was speaking things that was from the beginning. And our people, they ain't got the knowledge of the word from the beginning, but Christ does. Because he made all things, man, according to Colossians chapter 1, verses 12 through 18, 19, 20, like that. Right, read.
And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places.
Read on.
All these are the beginning of sorrow.
So guess what? The Lord said, you see all these plagues happening in the world, you should know that we got trouble on us. We should know that we going to go through things in this walk. We should know that we going to be going through, and guess what? While we going through these things, guess what? We should know, guess what? Keep our head up. Because we know who doing it. The Lord said he's doing it.
God.
He said these are the beginning of sorrow. So why do we get on our day-to-day basis thinking that we're not going to go through sorrow? Come on, man. If you have a good day, all praise to the Most High. If you had a good month, a good year, guess what? You got a good 20 years, 30 years, all praise to the Most High.
God.
But what if you have a bad day? What if you have a bad month, a bad year? What if these things come about? Are we still going to hold our head down? We're going to pick our damn head up and fight some more, man.
God.
Let's get up and start fighting, man. Right? He said these the beginning of sorrows, man. Read.
Verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted.
Because of some people going to be delivered up to be afflicted, right? But read.
And shall kill you.
And some people going to get killed in the truth, man. Read.
And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's
Because
sake.
guess what? It's for the Lord's name's sake. It ain't for our own name's sake, man.
God.
So the Lord said they hating you for his name's sake. So that means, guess what? When you're going through these light afflictions, when you're going through these things, guess what, man? On a day-to-day basis, the Lord said we're going to be going through this thing. Let me see if I can find that.
You want verse 10? Are you looking for that?
I ain't looking for that, but I mean, you can read it though.
Verse 10. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another.
And guess what? There's gonna be a lot of people offended in this truth. There's gonna be a lot of people offended in this truth, and there's gonna be people that's betraying one another, man.
And shall hate one another.
And they're gonna be hating one another, man. All right. It's something that I want. It's in Corinthians. I hope I ain't passed. It's on this side of my Bible. Let's go to, while I'm looking for that, go to 1 Thessalonians, man. Chapter 5, verse 2. Right? Go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 2.
The book of 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 2.
Read.
For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
So guess what? He said we should know perfectly. Guess what? Stop acting like we don't know perfectly. The Lord said, I'm coming like a thief in the night, man. It's not going to be a warning sign for us, man. The warning is right now. This is the only warning you're going to get. Right? While we living right now on a day-to-day basis, us reading our Bible, us staying in the Spirit, this is how a warning comes. Right? But read out.
Verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then suddenly destruction cometh upon them.
So guess what? We're going to say peace. We're going to say safety. But destruction going to come upon us, right? Trials, tribulations going to come upon us, man. All right, read.
As travail upon a woman with child.
He said, it's travail upon a woman with a child, man. You think about, I know y'all women know something about that. Right? I know y'all women know about that. The travail of a woman with a child. That's tough. I know that's tough on y'all women to go to have a baby. Right? Yeah, that's a good precept. I wasn't looking for that. It was another one in 1 Corinthians. I can't think of. But that's a good precept, man. All right? That's a real good precept. Right? But read on.
And they shall not escape.
Guess what he said? We should not escape. Read.
But ye brethren are not in darkness.
Because guess what? Keep our minds according to the light, man. Let's walk in this light, man. Right? Let's stay on the beaten path. Right? So we don't have to walk in darkness, man. Because if you walk in darkness, it's easy to, guess what? Anytime a person walking in darkness, it's easy to fall to the left-hand side where the fire is and the right-hand side where the water is. That's what darkness does for you. But when you walking in the light, you can see the water. You can see the fire, right? Read.
That day should overtake you as a thief.
So that day should overtake you as a thief, man. Right? It's going to overtake you as a thief, but read.
Ye are all the children of light.
So guess what? But guess what? Let's be the children of the light, man. Right? Read.
And the children of the day.
And the children of the day. Read.
We are not of the night, nor of darkness.
So guess what? We ain't of the light or we ain't of darkness, man. Right? Because this is what the Lord expecting us to walk to in our truth, in this truth, right? But read it out.
Verse 6. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober.
So guess what? It said, don't let us sleep as it's doing others, man. How other people are that sleep. Guess what? Christianity will rock your ass to sleep. Guess what? Religions will rock your ass to sleep, man. Guess what, man? This world will rock you to sleep. Don't get rocked to sleep in this truth, man. That's why I say, that's brothers and sisters, let's stand up, man. Right?
I know where that came from, too. When the disciples went to sleep, when Christ told them to stay
be
up,
calm.
And they fell asleep twice.
Right?
Calm.
Right? He asked them to stay up for an hour, they wouldn't do it, man.
Fell asleep, police was on them.
All right, read.
Verse 7. For they that sleep in the night.
He said, because guess what? They that sleep, guess what? When you got darkness all around you, that's what dark do. Why you think when you go to sleep, you cut the light off in the room and it's dark? It's easier for you to go to sleep when you got that light on in the room. Because when it's dark, it's easy to fall asleep, right? But read.
And they that be drunken are drunken in the night.
Guess what? And they that be drunken, guess what? There's a lot of people in the middle of the night. Yaakov, I think that was it too. Yeah, yeah, that's it, Yaakov. All praise to the Most High. It's 2 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 4. Y'all make sure y'all write that one down too. Right? 2 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 4. Who comfort us in all tribulation, that we may be able to comfort them which are in any tribulation, by the comfort wherewith we ourselves are comforted of God. That's the precept, man.
So which one?
Or what we was reading earlier, man. Of that
Second Ezra, I say.
yeah, it just lines up with the Matthew chapter 24.
Okay.
Right? It just goes into the Matthew chapter 24. All of it goes one and the same. Right? So let's read on up.
Let's see. Verse 8.
Uh-huh.
But let us who are of the day be sober.
Be sober, read.
Putting on the breastplate of faith and love. And for an helmet, the hope of salvation.
Because this is what we want. We want the hope of salvation, man. We want the Most High God to bless us and really guide us through this walk, man. So as we get built up, man, and as we grow in this truth, brothers and sisters, man, y'all stay strong in this walk, man. Because guess what, man? We all we got, man. We all we got in this walk, and we all guess what? We all gonna stand up for the Lord, but we all we got. We pray that all brothers and sisters stay in this truth, man. And we pray that all brothers and sisters not fall in this truth, but some brothers and sisters gonna fall, man. But guess what? We pray for brothers and sisters. Hey, keep y'all head up. Hey, keep the commandments, man. We got a new moon coming up, man, tomorrow night, man.
Right? Hallelujah.
Hallelujah for that, man. We got a new moon coming up tomorrow night, man. We're gonna be at the building. We're gonna be getting it in. All praise to the Most High for that, man. I would go into. Look about the Matthew 24. I'm going to a little bit more.
Okay.
I want to touch it a little bit more before we get out of here. Matthew chapter 24.
It was on verse 11.
Verse 11.
Yeah.
Read.
And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many.
Because this is the point. This is the last point I want to touch on. It said many false prophets shall rise and deceive many. Right? Read.
And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So
when a person in sin, you'll see the love waxing cold. And that's something that we need to make sure that we keeping ourselves about. It said the love of many. It said I'm gonna read verse 12 again. I don't want to butcher. It said, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Brothers and sisters, please meditate on that precept, man.
God.
Right? Please meditate on that precept, man. Go to 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 6. We're going to come back.
2 Ezra 15 and verse 6. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled.
So guess what, man? That's the people that's been, you see many faithful, you see many, guess what? Many wicked works. Why? Because the love of many done wax cold, man.
God.
You'll see that because people studied this thing started waxing cold, man. As this world getting colder and colder, because y'all think about it. It's no common sense in the world. It's everything go from 0 to 100 every time. The children stop being taught. Guess what? The people in the hood, they're supposed to be, that love our children, that want our children to grow. Don't let nothing happen to the children. Now everything happening to the children. It's hurtful things happening to the women. Hurtful things happening to the men, man. Our young men is turning to women, and our young women is turning to men, man. But guess what, man? We're going to stand up for the Most High, and we're going to rise up for the Lord, man.
God.
The last verse, man, Matthew chapter 24, verse 13.
Matthew 24 and 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
The Lord said the people that endure unto the end, those the one that's going to be saved, man. Right? And this is how we supposed to be thinking in this walk. Us that's going to endure to the end, man. Stop letting this world, guess what, beat us up to the point that we can't make a good decision. Because the Lord made us, guess what, to be the rulers of this planet. Let's act like we are, man.
God.
Right? The Lord said, follow the law, statutes, and commandments, man. We're gonna read a statute, man. Go to 1 Peter chapter 2. Thank you for y'all brothers and sisters tuning in to the class, man. Like and share the video. Help us put this truth around the four corners of the earth, man. 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. This is a statute, man.
God. 1 Peter 2 and 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye shall shew forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
So we no longer walk in darkness.
God.
The Lord gave us, and he put us in his marvelous light. So guess what we gonna do, man? We're gonna let our light shine, man. We're gonna be keeping these commandments, man. And we're going to be abiding in the work of the Lord, man, and stop letting people bring you down in this walk. Stop letting people bring you down in a day-to-day basis, man. And stay grounded in this walk, man. And show the world, and show everybody around us, guess what? You can't phase us, man. God. We know we got a God that'll fight for us at any time. And can't nobody stop that, man. Love y'all, brothers and sisters, man. Like and share the video. Hey, we going to be coming to a town near y'all soon, too, man. Hey, once we get things a little bit more in order in the building, we coming soon, man. God. And with that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.